Smashdown 2010, 2014, Team Elsanna versus Team the Crusty Crushers. Thresh banned out by blue team. He is an OP motherfucking support champion with those mega hooks. Of course, the regular ban out, very acceptable. Lucian banned out by purple team as well. Looks like they do not want AD on that team. Some of these players probably know each other and are going to be banning out champions against other players, so it is acceptable that we're going to get some interesting bans here. But Lucian is very strong with his burst AD combination damage power shit on you. And so he's a really good ban for the Crusty Crushers. Yasuo banned out by Team Elsanna. He is a very strong mid lane, top lane, jungle lane, wherever you want to go, Yasuo, because the air is his aid. He has a lot of late game power, especially if he gets snowballing. He is a champion very similar to Fiora and just dominates once the game gets rolling, especially if you combine him with somebody with a little bit of knockup like a Janna or anybody really that has any knockup. Graves! Purple team really does not like ADCs. They banned out Graves. Another powerful bursty AD champion with those Q combos. Seen him destroy games, seen him not destroy games. Very fun to watch him. Purple team taking their time. Elsanna trying to figure out who they want to go next. Spirit Rogue is the team captain and is looking over what champions he wants to ban out. Probably chatting up with his team. There we go. Shyvana banned out. Even with all the recent nerfs, she is still ridiculously powerful and tanky. All she has to do is build tank, and she still does enough damage to go dragon form and chew your face off, because that's what dragons do best. And purple team banning out Zed, another powerful champion in the mid lane, very strong, especially because of those shadow dash dances everywhere he goes, and very hard to lock him down and kill him because he has so much escapability, but also does ridiculous amounts of damage. So blue team now, Spirit Rogue, trying to decide what champion he wants to pick. Team Elsanna versus Team the Crusty Crushers. Spirit Rogue is going to pick up the Vi. Maybe in the jungle, maybe the top lane. Hard to tell. You could trade it out to somebody later on in his team. I apologize every now and then when I go silent because I'm typing, and it's very hard to type and talk at the same time. I just don't roll it. Purple team, Chris Meshy is kind of considering what champions he wants, but decided to give ADC to Reclaimer. Picking up that Caitlyn in the bottom lane. Very good champion against any type of champion, really, with that range and damage. Very good champion if you're trying to pick ADC and don't know who you're against. Chris Meshy going to be picking up Morgana. Could be going in the mid lane, but looks like it's going to be more likely support with that heal ability as well. Going in that bottom lane, dual heals and those powerful flashes make for good supports. Java Code hovering over the extremely powerful LeBlanc. Massive burst damage as well as very hard to pick up, very similar to Zed in playstyle. So since Zed has been banned out, going to be picking up LeBlanc instead. Blue Money hovering over maybe this Rise, taking a teleport, could be going in that top lane. If this Vi does go support, it would be the first time support Vi I've ever seen, but I could see it happening, especially with that ultimate lockdown. So it'll be interesting to see if Spirit Rogue is that powerful, can play that. So Java Code has locked in the LeBlanc. With that Ignite, going to be doing massive amounts of damage. Open on the screen. It is on. Not. It will open. Mary. This is my... moved everything over to the other. So, oh my gosh, lots of picks and bans coming out here real fast. Looks like Ru NA picked up the Soraka and Ray RB22 grabbing the Lee Sin for the jungle. So it looks like it is Soraka support instead with a Morgana in the mid lane, especially picking up that Exhaust will help her with her ultimate. Will make sure that people stay in range for her ultimate to snap on them. Mikyu is my Wafu picking up the Jinx, going to be going in that bottom ADC, and does look like she'll be trading with Spirit Rogue so that Vi does get the jungle. Vi, a very strong champion, and that's why she usually gets banned out, but in this particular case was able to sneak through, and so was picked up as first pick. And then Ferris Ripper 15 picking up the new champion. Have not actually played him yet, but I really enjoy Braum, so we'll be able to get a first look at Braum in the game of League of Legends, at least for myself right now. So there will be a lot of abilities that I don't know what they're called, because he'll just be doing crazy stuff because I've never played him. I wrecked him, picking up that Irelia in the top lane, going to be grabbing teleport as well, so she's going to be able to help out her team, teleporting down to help out grab dragons, grab kills in the mid lane, so it'll be really interesting to see what it does. I love teleports being picked up by champions in the top lane because their mobility increases so much, as well as they're able to continue to farm it even if their lane is pushed or they're pushing the lane with the safety, knowing that they have teleport when a team fight happens, or getting out of a situation if the enemy team closes in on them. So with about 20 seconds left in the game, I'm going to run through all the different players and their champions. We do have the 3-minute timer afterwards, which is a little bit sad. Really quick before everyone leaves, do know that this game will be available on YouTube as well as here if you want to watch. You do not have to watch it now. You can come back later and watch it another time. As soon as the stream ends for the night, you can go and watch it yourself or find it on YouTube later. So, as we get underway, Spirit Rogue taking the ADC Jinx with the heal in that bottom lane for Team Elsanna. Blue Money in that top lane Rise. J Java Code picking up the little Blanc for the mid lane. Miku is my Wafu. I'm just going to call you Miku. Picking up Vi for the jungle. And then Fear Ripper 15, or just Fear Ripper, going Braum in the bottom lane support with that exhaust. Chris Mashy, really hard to tell whether going support with that Morgana or the mid lane, could be either one, we'll see. Reclaimer picking up the ADC Caitlyn in the bottom lane. Rue NA on the Soraka, either that mid lane or support, so it'll be interesting to see where she goes. Ray RB22 Lee Sin in the jungle, and then I wrecked him in the top lane Irelia for the Crusty Crushers. Mid lane Soraka is very likely. It is very likely Legit Ghost. Welcome, Legit Ghost! What is up? Haven't seen you in a while, but that's because I've been streaming in a while, so welcome back to the stream. So, as I always do, now that I've run through all the players and their champions, I'm going to throw out here some predictions, because I always do a couple of predictions. I do team winning prediction, triple kill prediction, and who gets first blood. There is a Lee Sin, so I'm actually going to change it because it happens so often. I usually do who gets first blood, but in this case I'm going to do who gives first blood. It seems that every game that I stream or shoutcast, I guess shoutcast, not stream, that has a Lee Sin, the Lee Sin gives first blood, is the first to die. So we're going to see if that prediction holds true. In this case, I like Blue Team a lot. I think Blue Team is going to pull themselves into a win. Team Elsanna, best of luck to you. But of course, Team Crusty Crushers proved me wrong, because I love to be proved wrong, especially when it comes to who wins. I just love the composition on Blue Team, with that Vi going to be able to initiate, Java Code being able to pick off enemy team members, and then the hyper tanky Rise coming in to deal lots of damage as well. And I'm really excited to see Braum, no matter what. Like, I'm really excited to see him in game. And then, of course, who gets the triple kill? That is, of course, going to run over to the Jinx because of her auto attack ability as well as move ability once she starts getting kills. So I believe that Jinx is going to pull out a triple kill. However, anyone on either team can prove me wrong in that and get the triple kill themselves. I mean, I guess everyone can get triple kills, but it'd be really cool if Spirit Rogue was able to pick up a triple kill and prove me right in that scenario. So Iffy Poo is Rue NA. The Soraka. Mid laner Soraka, probably. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have about 6 seconds to get into the game here, so thank you for dropping by, and I hope you enjoy the stream and the shoutcasting. Hang out for a while. I might be doing one more after this, and I hope you enjoy it, as I'm still learning a little bit. But if you also have any other videos, or you guys do this regularly, please hit me up, because I enjoy doing these a lot, and every time you do it, you get a little bit more experience out of it. So, switch over to, I think this one. There we go. So, of course, as any gamer knows, when it comes to League of Legends, the more skins you have, the more skill you have. So whichever team has more skins is more likely to win. Now, Blue could prove it right by having more skins, or Purple Team could show their strength by having a lot of skins. Looks like we got a number of skins coming out here. Wicked LeBlanc by Java Code. Neon Strike Vi by Miku. However, purple team's going to be tying it up, actually ahead, because they have Ghost Bride Morgana, Celestine, Soraka, Pool Party Lee Sin, and maybe our claim around that Caitlyn has a skin. A lot of Caitlyn skins came out, so it's more than likely he has one, but classic Caitlyn's always enjoyable to watch as well, so we'll see how that goes. Yep, we'll see with that LeBlanc versus Soraka in the mid lane. We'll see which silence proves to be more powerful as they are able to silence each other. And I always enjoy watching a Soraka in the mid lane because it's both extremely troll and extremely funny. So, Ira Claimer still has not loaded in yet. Hopefully, you'll be able to do that before the game starts too much longer. Dislike watching games that are 5v4s. They're never really fun to witness. It does look like Caitlyn's not going to be loading in just yet. Hopefully they'll be able to jump in before the game gets too far. And go ahead and throw everyone in their correct positions. We've got the top... Oh, the game has been paused. Very nice. That's so cool. Yes, that's why you can do that. Oh, it looks like Ferris Ripper has also DC'd, but I'm going to go ahead in the meantime and move some players around while everyone gets into position, and hopefully the DCers will get back into the game. So in the top lane, we're going to have that Ryze versus Irelia, and then we get our jungles next, the Lee Sin and Vi. And then, of course, mid lane, we have the LeBlanc and Soraka lining up there. ADCs next with that Jinx and Caitlyn, and then in the bottom lane, Braum versus Morgana. So it'll be really fun to see how these teams line up. The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the king. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I tried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good poro you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. He's DC'd, she's DC'd. The game is still paused. He's DC'd, she's DC'd. When will they get back? Are you having fun? Ooh, it couldn't keep it in. Conceal, try not to feel. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it, god damn it. Fuck Matt. A summoner has reconnected. I'm gonna let it go. I will back. Is butchering it on purpose so hard, lol. Heart you, yes. Secretly I know every word. Ready, oh no, I'm back, bitches. Ready, 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 go. Let it. Spirit Rogue has on pause. Wrong runes and masteries. GG warding token trinket. Purchase warding. Okay, we're back. Hope you enjoyed that improv song solo, but very cool that they paused the game. Looks like we're going to be having a classic start with a lot of the champions with those items, Doran's items coming out for a lot of different champions and the health pots. However, we have a little bit of difference here in that top lane. Ryze going ahead and picking up a Sapphire Crystal, while Irelia is going to be picking up the Crystalline Flask, though it looks like a lot of purple is collecting around this top lane, maybe trying for an invade, or maybe just playing it on the safe side. Could be trying to get this red for Lee Sin, but they might be trying to trap blue team if blue team does decide to invade. Soraka's going to go ahead and go to the edge. There you go, threw a ward over. Let's go ahead and check that. She did actually manage to grab it into the bush. I didn't know that you could even do that. That's pretty cool. Caitlyn going ahead and putting a trap down there as well so that they can have vision in that bush. But it looks like blue team will be playing it safe. Will be starting on their own side of the map. Braum and Jinx doing a good job of defending that bottom lane. So it does look like purple team will be splitting here. Bottom lane going to go ahead and go their way, and Morgana will be going support this game as Irelia and Soraka do collect now to get this red for Lee Sin. Soraka may actually be going ahead and going mid and just letting Irelia do the tanking of red buff for Lee Sin started off. What is Braum even... Oh, he's doing push-ups with the Poro on his back. That is adorable. That is adorable. Java Code coming in, doing a little bit of damage there to Soraka with that distortion jump going back and forth. This Soraka's Starfall, what she started with, going to be getting a lot of these minions in the mid lane, going ahead and grabbing a lot of farm. Braum now carrying off his massive shield here. Going to be hitting a bunch of people down in that bottom lane. Do remember that his auto attacks after a period of time will stun if he gets off, I believe, 3 auto attacks on an enemy champion. So there he throws out a little bit of whatever. So actually I should click on him and see. Winter's Bite, Stand Behind Me, Unbreakable Will, and then whatever his ultimate is. But it moved because Blue Money in that top lane doing a little bit of harass to Irelia. Going to be getting a little bit of damage. He's going to have to use Crystalline Flasks in a minute here. There we go. Back to Braum in the bottom lane. What is his ultimate? Glacier Fissure. There we go. Jinx going in, throwing out that, oh, so I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, so much happening here as I'm trying to figure out. Braum actually getting in a number of hits onto the Morgana, but not quite enough to get a stun on her as his Ice Blast was able to do that. Rise up in the top lane, missing off an auto attack there, but hopefully he'll be able to get that farm under his belt. I really doing a nice job of keeping farm against him up there. Now 12-2-4 in that top lane, as both jungles are pretty even now, 9-9. Blue Money going back and harassing a little more on Directive in that top lane. Spirit Rogue getting a little bit of harass down on her by the Caitlyn with that range. Caitlyn does have a good bit of a longer range than Jinx so far. However, that zap did not land, so I don't think, yeah, Blue did see Lee Sin there coming into that bottom lane. Vi trying to get a lot of damage here. The snare is down by LeBlanc onto the Soraka. There we go. Soraka actually going, or sorry, LeBlanc going ahead and using a flash to be able to get in there and get a last auto attack onto Soraka, grabbing first blood for Team Elsanna in that blue team. LeBlanc going ahead and going to probably back after that. Grab that. A little bit of damage coming out there from blue team onto purple team there. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and re-click on Braum and try to figure out what this Winter's Bite is. That's it. Snare coming out onto Braum. He actually went ahead and used his Stand Behind Me to try to keep that damage away. Using a nice shield to block that Caitlyn harass. Lee Sin has come back down here. I don't think blue team knows that he's in there. There we go. Then we're going to go walk in and check. The Q down is down onto Jinx by Lee Sin, but he's not going to follow up on that, allowing blue team to be able to walk away from that. Oh, it was Unbreakable Will. That's it. The Stand Behind Me is where he jumps behind or jumps in front of an ally. So he just used Unbreakable Will. You go ahead and use Winter's Bite back into that bush to see if he's there. But no, Lee Sin is actually going to be walking around in this other bush. I don't know if the blue team even knows he's there or not. Be sneaky, sneaky. They decided to go ahead and back all the way up, knowing that Morgana's in that bush down there, not wanting any part of that. In that top lane, Blue Money is getting a little low on mana, as Irelia is still doing pretty well. Still has one more Crystalline Flask and her health pot. So she's about 10 farm above Rise, doing pretty well for herself. In the bottom lane, it's Vi's turn now to try to get a gank happening down here. Purple team did not have a ward, but Vi was slowed down by the 90 caliber net. A lot of damage going on to Morgana, though. That's going to be a kill for Spirit Rogue, grabbing that for herself. Braum doing a nice job of getting there and getting those stuns down. So that is 2 kills for blue team, doing an excellent job. Proved me right so far. The blue team may pull us into a win. Javaco now in the mid lane, continuing to try to harass against the Soraka. Soraka Starfall is just super powerful, though. 26 farm, doing a good job of keeping her farm up there, even though she was down a kill. She did go ahead and grab a Negatron Cloak to try to take out some of the damage by LeBlanc. LeBlanc herself already finishing off a Chalice. They're getting nice now snare down onto Soraka, going ahead and use to heal on herself to try to keep herself healthy against the LeBlanc in the mid lane. There we go, a lot of damage from Irelia going down onto Rise. Got off a nice stun, being lower health than the Rise, but he's just going to use some health potions and get himself back up in the game. Fear Ripper in that bottom lane trying to do his best to keep Spirit Rogue alive and well. Neither blue team's bottom lane has backed yet. However, Caitlyn and Morgana have both gone ahead and backed. Caitlyn picking up a Vamp Scepter, going to be doing a lot of lifesteal with that. There we go, Rectum now going in onto Blue Monkey, going to be doing a good bit of damage. Deciding to go ahead and back off from that. She did just recently get her ult, so I don't think she's used it yet, and should have it for being able to heal up on the minions, but maybe waiting until some of the wave clear happens first, or waiting to use it on the rise. A lot of damage now going on to Soraka in the mid lane. She was silent. She threw the heal onto herself. I don't know if it's going to be enough with the ignite. It is not going to be enough. However, J-Code did actually use the passive with that tower hit her. Rectum, there we go, going ahead and kind of taunting out the use of her ultimate a little bit. It is now super low mana, actually going to be going back underneath the tower, going to be forced to stay by Rise's little bouncing ball of magic before I guess going to go ahead and try to back again. She was the last pickup by purple team, the Crusty Crushers, so she might not be on the same skill set that blue team is. We'll see, but that is a third kill. LeBlanc picking up her second kill of the game, starting to do a nice job of keeping the snowballing happening. However, Soraka is still doing an excellent job of keeping up in farm. 40 farm, 5 over LeBlanc in that mid lane. LeBlanc went ahead and picked up a pink ward, as well as Vias picked up a pink ward as well. Not a whole lot of action between these junglers yet, as they're kind of just trying to make a gank happen and then backing off to do a lot of farming. Vi is a good bit above Lee Sin, who wasted a lot of time in that bot lane trying to make something happen, but it did not occur, at least as of yet. It was actually blue team who turned that around and was able to get a kill with Vi coming in and Braum stunned, doing a nice job of holding Morgana in place after her spell shield wore off. Good bit of damage from Jinx with that long range rocket onto Caitlyn, who's just going to use the potion to heal up. She does have the Vamp Scepter, and so her auto attacks are going to heal her a pretty good amount. But does look like Jinx did grab the BF sword, so we'll have the damage, but will not have the lifesteal sustain. And I guess blue will be backing off a little bit from there. Rue NA in the mid lane, getting a good bit of harass down onto LeBlanc. Got her down to about half health, but LeBlanc's burst is just crazy. There we go. She went ahead and used a heal, and then LeBlanc's gonna have to back off from that. She did not get the snare down. Ruine might be, no, okay, just going back to the mid lane. Vi is down there. There we go. She's going to find Lee Sin in there, in the bush. Doing a good bit of damage. That red buff burning away on him. Using that pink ward to clear off the ward from purple team. And that top lane, Rectum now coming in, jumping in, doing a bit of damage to Blue Money, but he's turning around a lot with his Q. Going to be doing just enough damage back to keep Rectum off of himself. There you go, Blue Money getting on another snare. Might be trying to spam those Qs. A little bit more damage with that dash. Spirit Rogue throwing out a nice zap onto Caitlyn, trying to keep this long distance harass down, as Caitlyn does have some long distance damage. Oh my gosh, almost tower shot going down onto Java Coded, that mid lane. Not enough though, as she's actually dashed out, which negated the tower damage, and so she did not get taken down really low, or possibly even killed. Spirit Rogue in the bottom lane doing a nice job of farming up to 72 farm versus that Caitlyn 57. Bot lane, purple lane is sticking around though, have not backed out just yet. Neither team on that bottom lane wanting to back and give the other team an advantage. Ray RB22 in the jungle just trying to match the farm of Vi at the moment. 25 to 42. Vi doing an excellent job of keeping her farm up. But Lee Sin is always pretty good on getting some kills. Though he's had a little bit of difficulty in the bottom lane as this blue team keeps it warded pretty stinking well. In fact, I still have a ward in there right now and can see this Lee Sin. And that top lane, however, Rectum might be a bit of trouble as Vi comes in, even with the flash, instantly hit back with that Q. And that is a dead Irelia. A fourth kill coming out for blue team in this game of Elsanna versus the Crusty Crushers. In that bottom lane, the start of the Relic Shield has been picked up by Braum, who also went ahead and grabbed the beginnings of a Sight Ward. So he'll be doing a nice job of keeping everything warded down there. That snare being missed by Morgana, not really landing on anybody. She doesn't really have the damage at the moment to do much even with that. She's more just holding people still for Caitlyn to try to poke away a little bit of damage. But now Caitlyn's snared, and the ultimate by Jinx is out, but the heals are there by purple team, gonna keep them alive. A nice unbreakable wall going down by Braum, going to be able to keep anybody from doing anything. The Ignite is down onto Soraka, uses a nice flash. Oh, no! LeBlanc used a flash of her own and will actually dash to be able to escape that tower once again. But now the ultimate from Vi is down onto Rectum, dashes to a minion. Might be able to get out of that if Vi cannot follow up. Morgana now coming in, using her ultimate. There's Braum's ultimate, slowing down anybody and trying to knock Morgana up, but the spell shield from Morgana is there as well. There's the Unbreakable Will coming in. Will Jinx be able to stay alive out of this? Taking really low alpha, trying to do damage to Caitlyn now, who's having to back off from this. Lee Sin is so low alpha, so is Spirit Rogue. Spirit Rogue finally goes down. However, Braum is there. A nice dash as well, falling up to get him out of that fight. What an incredible fight in that bottom lane. Jinx almost kept alive. Braum doing an excellent job of stunning that Lee Sin, but he had just enough damage to that last kick to be able to finish it off. That is first kill for Purple Team, but now 6-1. Blue Team doing an excellent job of holding up the kills in this game. They're about 2K gold in the lead, which is pretty good for this early in the game. We're about 12 minutes in. That is a Bloodthirster picked up and finished by Jinx. She does not have any boots yet, but who needs boots when you have all that damage? Braum going ahead and grabbing himself a pink ward. Once you finish the first part of that sight stone, there's no real reason to rush picking up the second part of it. He did go ahead and grab himself a not scrying ward, but the sweeping lens trinket, so he will be able to clear wards as well as have that pink ward for the bottom lane. Java Code in the mid lane actually picked up a little bit of mana or ability power for herself, using a potion to try to keep up. Has actually now beaten the Soraka farm by a little bit. A couple minions here. LeBlanc now 3-0, doing a good job of keeping alive in that mid lane. Soraka kind of struggling a little bit. However, LeBlanc is now maybe going around and oh, that was actually pretty legit sweet. She leapt over the wall even after her auto attack flew. His auto attack followed all the way back to blue and gave it to her. That was pretty cool. I've not seen LeBlanc do that before. Blue money in the top lane, getting out some nice damage onto Rectum. Went ahead and stunned on the Rise, but the Rise health is just so much. Rectum go ahead and throwing out her ultimate. It's going to get some good bit of health down from those minions. Actually throwing out one more time, but Lee Sin may be coming up here. Rise just put down a ward up there, so he will be able to see this Lee Sin, but the stun is there from Irelia. Will she be able to live? Yes, he grabs a nice Q to finish him off in the top lane. Try to get herself back into this game, as she had died earlier to the Vi. A nice unbreakable wall by Braum, doing a good job of blocking a lot of Caitlyn's shots. Irelia taking a little bit of tower damage in the top lane. You're going to have to stay away from that, but being so low health. Even though it's a little late for a kill up there. But that is a second kill for Purple Team. Lee Sin trying to make some of these events happen in the game. Spirit Rogue now getting snared with a nice 90 caliber net by Caitlyn. Going to slow her as well. They do a pretty good job in that bottom lane of disengaging from fights, but they can't really engage on fights too quickly. They need that Lee Sin to come down and start the fight with that initiation that he has with his Q dash abilities. Blue Team in the lead, still by about 2K. Purple Team do a nice job of trying to hold on to a little bit that they're behind and maybe pull themselves back up a bit. Morgana has gone ahead, and I think she actually started with that Frost Fang, or the Spell Thief's Edge, and now it's upgraded to Frost Fang, so she's going to get a little bit of gold every time that she throws one of those Qs and lands, such as now onto Braum, who then just uses his massive shield to block all damage. Rise going ahead and using his ult, comes back so fast, why not? In the top lane to get a bit of a harass onto Irelia, but in the bottom lane now we see both junglers coming in. This could be a 3v3 fight under the tower. Spirit Rogue now doing a lot of damage onto the tower. There's that unbreakable wall by Braum, going to be blocking a lot of that damage. However, Soraka in the mid lane, she does have the Ignite on her, tried to use the heal as well, will be done. And a Starfall actually finishes off LeBlanc, and the Ignite tick doesn't kill her. Soraka doing an excellent job of turning an already pretty fed LeBlanc in the mid lane around and grabbing another kill for herself. Excellent job. I just spam heals, as Soraka said. Excellent play, though. Looks like the fight did not break out in that bottom lane. Lee Sin and Vi have backed off. Lee Sin, though, maybe coming back down here. Seeing if he can make another thing happen. He does have the Q, so he knows that Vi's not in that bush. However, Blue Team does still have a ward in there, and we'll see him coming. We may need to back off in time. Blue money in that top lane, continuing to try to keep this Irelia from getting too farmed. Is down about 20 farm, but he has a lot of damage now that he's going to be putting out with those Qs and that spamming, or that spammable E. Braum doing a little bit of auto attack damage to the minion. I like his grunt. He needs to have, I guess his dance is that far. Another, oh my gosh, nice jump by Irelia, actually flashing over the Q by Vi to be able to keep herself from being knocked back. In the bottom lane, though, this tower should be going down pretty soon. And this traps by Jinx not finding anybody. Morgana doing a good job staying away from those. As the farming continues in that top lane. Ryze is still only down about 20, so he's doing a nice job of keeping it up there. The stun is down by Irelia. It's going to get some good damage onto Ryze, but he has just such sustain, especially with that Catalyst and Tear of the Goddess. His mana and health is just going to keep coming back up for a long time. Looks like Purple Team will give this tower, though. First tower of the game. Blue Team sealed it in the bottom lane. With that damage by Jinx, just going to be doing a nice job of pounding away on that tower. That has opened up a couple of possibilities. Blue Team is backing off first in the bottom lane. Silenced by Soraka, stopping this LeBlanc in her tracks in that mid lane. She is about 20 farm above the Soraka. Soraka doing a good job, even knowing that the damage by this LeBlanc is enough to burst her down, even if she did get a single kill. She does have blue buff, though, and that's going to be doing a nice job of keeping these silences going down to this LeBlanc. Every time LeBlanc tries to engage. It might be about the same time as that silence with her jump, which is what she's always going to want to engage on. So LeBlanc may just be waiting for that timer to go down, or for that blue buff to go on the Soraka before actually diving in full force. Ray RB22 maybe looking at coming in the top lane. I think his red was actually stolen by Vi. Looks like LeBlanc will be still trying to get in here onto the Soraka. Soraka doing a nice job with those Qs. There we go, baiting it out a little bit. J-Code now trying to come in, or Java Code, sorry, trying to escape from this Irelia. Rectum not going to be having it, though. Threw down a ward in there and saw Java Code before Java Code decided to back off from that. But now we're going to have a little bit of a ward battle here. The pink ward maybe going down for blue buff, but Jinx is here. A lot of damage onto Rectum. The snare is still there, however. Followed up by Rocket by Caitlyn, but it was actually, Braum was doing that backwards. That was interesting. Morgana went ahead and flashed out of that fight, not wanting anything to do with that after her teammate went down. Blue Team knowing that Irelia is out. That's one team member for Purple Team. Morgana already used her flash. Let's go ahead and take Dragon off of this, pushing their lead by a little bit further. No one has noticed that. There we go. Vi noticing the pink ward in there. That will be a pink ward going down for Purple Team, as Blue Team now taking full advantage of that kill. It's pushing into this tower. That is the second tower by Blue Team. Jinx doing a good bit of damage, and LeBlanc actually picking it off now. 4 and 1. Doing a good job, Java Code, of making that burst damage happen. Going to be going ahead and grabbing this blue buff for herself again by doing a nice thing and lending it to a teammate, because, hey, that's what teammates do. Ray going ahead and picking it up himself as Soraka's all the way over by red buff. And he could use the experience. He's about 54 minions. He's about 20 minions behind the Vi. Let's see if he can catch up before late game. This pink ward still chilling down here for Blue Team. Good job, Braum, to place it there, and he can hang on to it for a really long time because this pink ward lasts for the entire game. Blue Team does seem to be taking advantage of a lot of these pink wards. They already have 2 down and are looking to place in a third on that Vi. Vi knows where to put it. She may have put the one on by her own red buff, and that way when it goes down she will have it. Or it could have been placed down by LeBlanc. There we go. It does look like a, yeah, that's a third pink ward. So it could have been placed down by LeBlanc in right by red buff. Bottom lane, I'm Reclaimer just trying to keep farm up. 45 farm to Jinx 85, who's able to farm really well with the rockets, as well as having finished off Phantom Dancer. They're going to be having a lot of attack speed. Both ADCs have finished off a Bloodthirster, so they're going to be doing a lot of damage as long as they can stay alive. Caitlyn has not died yet, which is really good, but Jinx has got a kill and 2 assists on her, so that will help her a lot. don't think I wrecked him saw Vi in this top lane, so maybe I'll do that. They're going to nice and knock up by Vi. We're going to keep her held. She went ahead and used the ultimate as well. Rise is going to have to take the tower, though. The help is there by Aurelia, doing a good usage of her ultimate to keep healing herself, even through all of that damage. Looks like she will be chasing in onto this Vi, though. As Javaco is chasing out onto Lee Sin, we could see a fight here, 2v2. Looks like Vi will be going back in onto this. Everyone jumping in onto Aurelia, but she is solo. How the nice kickback by Lee Sin. Going to be knocking LeBlanc through the Rise to knock him up. Keep him from getting in on this fight. And now Soraka's up here. Vi going hard on Lee Sin underneath the tower. Trying to do some fancy moves to get out of that, but it's not going to happen. The tower not helping him out too much. Looks like Purple Team will go ahead and give the tower over to Blue Team in the top lane.
Purple Team's turret has been destroyed.
No, they don't have enough to be able to stop it. While in the mid lane as well, Jinx is going to be pounded down onto this tower too. This game might be over pretty soon. LeBlanc doing a lot of damage onto Soraka. Actually goes ahead and uses a flash to get herself out. The ultimate there by Caitlyn, not enough to finish off the LeBlanc in the mid lane. Javaco barely being able to jump out of that. Might do a slash FF just so they can turn around and play it again. However, Braum's saying that he's done for the night. A couple people saying they're done for the night after this game. Blue Money getting a lot of damage done onto by Rectum in the top lane. Auto attacking a lot there. Very low health. The slow is out by Aurelia, and Nazla Q finishes him off. Does not have the health to sustain through that fight. Jinx continuing to farm heavily in that bottom lane. Now 8 kills to 4, but 4 towers up for Blue Team. Purple Team not being able to get any towers in the game. Just trying to do their best to hold off the reckless assault by Blue Team. Braum and Jinx continue to push in the bottom lane. They've not actually even backed yet. Jinx is still sitting on the Bloodthirster and Phantom Dancer. Double silence here in the mid lane. Going back and forth, but LeBlanc had the cooldowns. Was able to turn it around and grab that kill. I really just farm up these minions in that top lane with that spammable Q. She doesn't have much mana though, so she's going to back off from that up there. As Purple Team did grab their first turret of the game in that top lane. Looks like Jinx did back. There we go. Finishing off a Phantom Dancer as well. Starting an Infinity Edge with the pickaxe. Maybe picking up something else because she did grab a longsword. Or maybe just picking up a little bit of extra damage. Face of the Mountain being finished off by Braum in the bottom lane. Grabbing another shield. Not only can he use his massive shield to block auto attacks, but now he has a shield as well for his AD carry. Also picking up that Boost of Lucidity, so his abilities are even faster cooldown than before. Caitlyn has started off her Phantom Dancer, grabbing herself, or maybe a Static Shiv, grabbing the beginnings of as Zeal. Soraka trying to keep herself from being bursted down by picking up the Spectral's Cowl, but that decreases her damage, which can be really bad if she doesn't build damage. A lot of damage going down onto Caitlyn, was caught out. There we go, she was stunned as they're just walking back with her. How rude. Caitlyn awaiting her death. Jinx giving it to her with that ultimate. That was overkill, says Braum, which everyone knows is true. Aurelia going ahead and using her ultimate on the rise of the top lane, knowing that Lee Sin will be there to help her out as well. Blue Money in a bad fight now. Even with his ultimate, it's not going to have the tankiness to be able to take that. Aurelia now hard farming in that top lane. Look at that leaping Q. However, in that bottom lane, she's going to have to get there quick or push hard, as all 14 members of Blue Team that are still alive are pushing in onto this tower. Soraka and Morgana not going to be able to do a whole lot to stop this tower, as Jinx now, with that Gatling gun, is just going to destroy it. LeBlanc actually leaping in and solo bursting down to Morgana, not even needing her team there. They kind of leapt into a little bit of damage, missing the Soraka. I think she actually queued the Lee Sin before backing off from that. And that is an inhibitor tower down, as well as an inhibitor for Blue Team, now 11-5. This game might be over pretty soon, or they might try to finish it off if they want to get to the full end of a game. Actually, I missed that. I was looking over at the chat as LeBlanc jumped over the wall to burst down to Caitlyn instantly before backing off. And there's the 4 votes. GG, well played. Purple Team surrender. Now with an 8-1 LeBlanc, there's not a whole lot you can do. that was a lot of fun. Very, very cool, guys. Very fun to watch. And I always do give out a the best player. We've got, I'm going to go ahead and, even though there was a lot of good plays by, well, first of all, I'll start with the losing team, which is purple team, which is the bottom team, which is the Crusty Crushers. Okay, that being said, I really did an excellent job. She actually lost a kill. She got killed before Rise got killed in the top lane, but then tanked it out late game, played a really solid play style, survived a number of ganks by Vi trying to crush her down in that top lane, and was able to turn the game around, actually, or turn her lane around, and go 3-2, and did an excellent job of pushing in and still winning her lane, even on top of a really bad start. For blue team, I am going to give it over to LeBlanc, Java Code, because Java Code did an amazing job, did get a lot of kills, but also roamed very heavily, as any good LeBlanc should do. There was a lot of amazing plays that LeBlanc did. Only had one death, which even he admitted was because he got a little overconfident in fighting the Soraka in the mid lane and allowed himself to be taken advantage of. But had some really tricky moves played underneath that tower, and it was pretty slick. Looks like we will be having a rematch tomorrow, so hopefully I can get in and spectate that, and that way I can have game 1 of the Crusty Crushers versus the Elsanna. I can let me know. Sure thing, bro. Sure thing. This game will be available as soon as the stream is closed tonight. However, it will be available on Twitch. Just give it a minute or two to be able to load, and then you can jump onto Twitch and watch it. Or you can wait a couple of days and find it on YouTube once I get it to YouTube. And it will be named on YouTube Elsanna versus the Crusty Crushers. And I will put all of your guys' names, player names, as tags, and that way you can kind of find yourself on YouTube. You just have to go Google it. It'll school until 2:30 EST, and work till 6 EST. So I could do it 8 PM. Well, I won't be on. You can either message me on here, though I won't be able to see it until I get on at 6 PM tomorrow, or you can message me on Twitch, and that way I can check it tomorrow afternoon. Either way, I get off of work at 6. I'm probably going to be able to get on earliest at 8, maybe. Maybe a little bit later at 9. 9 to midnight works best for me. That's usually when I can get on to Shoutcast a game, so somewhere in there would be great. Cool. Well, hopefully I will see you guys on. If you confirm a time between 9 and midnight, message me on Twitch or on League if I am on. Hopefully I can be able to jump on. For the guys that are still watching, I do stream shoutcasting about 3 to 4 nights a week when I can manage it. And if you want to watch more games in the future or want me to shoutcast your games in the future, feel free to throw a follow. However, there is no promise, or not promise. There's no reason to if you didn't have fun. And there's no reason to anyway, because you can simply come back and watch it anytime. There's no worries about that. And I will be doing a $10 Riot Point giveaway once I hit 75 followers. If you want to be a part of that, you do have to be a follower. And I will be doing a special giveaway spectator stream once that occurs. However, you can still just watch and enjoy for free anytime, obviously. And then I do donations, but mostly those are for LOLs, and so there's no... I don't know, I just do it for fun. So I should actually like stretch this out. You can see that I've kind of got... Knifey was my last donator. Should put that right there. Cool. Well, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go ahead and jump off as I have a movie to watch with my wife who's playing World of Warcraft at the moment. But you guys have been awesome, and hopefully I can get you guys tomorrow. And if anyone else who is watching, if you guys do custom games or just want to set up a custom game for me to spectate, would love that. It's so much easier for me to be able to do a game when you already have it set up than me try to find a game. So yeah, anytime. It's a lot of fun, and you get on YouTube and you get on stream and you get shoutcasted. It's totally legit. Like, how cool are you? So if you guys are doing it tomorrow, let your friends know and send